Hey guys, welcome back. It's Grimreaper coming at you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully doing well, and hopefully you're looking after yourself and on a positive start to the week wherever you are in the world. We're back on my account today. We're going to be doing some more champion testing and looking at both champions. So yesterday I dropped a video on Mountain King and what I've really thought about Mountain King after his buff, and then obviously today we're going to be looking at Blind Sit. Now I've purposely left for Blind Seer because I wanted to do her in Faction Wars as well for today's video. So we recently had a bit of a buff, and we'll go through a kit a little bit. So she'll attack an enemy 3 times, has a 100% chance to drop in a turn meter by 10%, which will go to a 30% turn meter drop. This is a great ability for normal Fire Knight. Overall, really solid. Now she was my first Void Legendary on my account, and was a bit of a carry for me at the start. So if you're early or mid game accounts, you're definitely a really solid champion for that. Then she'll attack all enemies. So she'll heal all enemies by this champion's max HP. So it is a strong heal because it's not by the champion's max HP, it's by this champion's max HP. So for example, nukers will benefit from this better than anyone else. Then she'll also place a block buff on all allies for 2 turns. Then a shield debuff to 30% equivalent of this champion's max HP for 2 turns. So it's a pretty fairly standard shield. Now it's on a 3-turn cooldown, and you're also going to get a shield increase of 15% as well. I think this works out like 0.6% or something like that more. Then she'll revive all allies with 50% turn meter, 50% HP and 30% turn meter. Also places block damage on all allies except this champion for 1 turn. This is on a 4-turn cooldown and has a defense aura in all battles. Now you can see here her stats overall. Her HP is really low for a support base HP for a support piece champion, and also the defenses as well. Resistance is fairly good for dark health, and the speed is really strong. I'm going to be honest straight off the bat. I don't think she's trash overall. I just think that for a Void Legendary, I'm expecting a bit more for the bang of my buck, and I think she still has a little bit of more potential that Raid could add to her. I think the revive is great overall. I'm just ashamed there is not a cleanse here for she puts up block buffs. So this is probably the 2 changes I'd make. There'd be 3 changes I'd make to Blind Seer to kind of make a Void Legendary standard. Is I would add a cleanse here, and then I'd add a 15% turn meter boost to all champions as well as the block buffs, and shield is would make her very strong up there towards C's level because she's got good base speed, etc. as well. So I'd give a bit more playtime in arena, and I guess that's a 2. And then I would add in a some type of juicy passive, right? To I don't know what they could do it, but they will add in some type of nice passive skill. I feel like the turn meter boost is great for the revive, but I would like to see it on this ability here, so she could be used as like a turn meter boost, because again, she's fairly squishy, and that's what I'd probably take from that. Anyway, let me go build her up for Hard Faction Wars. We will be taking on in Hard Faction Wars, so I'm going to go bed head, build up some teams, and then we'll take a look at some P vs P content as well. Okay, so this is the first stage that we got. We have got stage 10, and we're gonna have to use 3 epics for the faction. So this is a fairly easy one overall. I don't think Dark Owls is a hard faction, with champions like Lydia, Mafar, Lifebane, which kind of doesn't do Blind Seer any favors. If we're being honest, it's because they're great support champions, but Blind Seer does bring that block buffs, and I do know that block buffs have had 1 or 2 factions where I found really useful. So to have really solid options available. So we're just going to open with a 1. There is no reason for me to do anything for there. Just gone with the best built champions, and then coming in with the nukes and see if we can nuke them overall. Hopefully you guys have not been having such a trashy time with new faction wars. I know they've been a bit sweaty overall as well, which is kind of meh. You know, like yesterday, Ogre Trials was really not fun at all. So yeah. Anyway, go comment in and go over that first wave there. Ogre Trials was really sweaty. It took me a few hours to clear that. Finally did clear a stage 15 yesterday. Happy when stuff like Dark House and stuff's open. As Dark House got amazing voids as well, you know, void epics, etc. So let me go ahead and do the block boss just in case we can't CC them. I do notice that we get 3%ed a lot in this. Spider, a really solid champion. And then Cyrus is really OP. Shame Cyrus is not in Ogre Tribes, but hey ho. Let me open up the stun so we can get some damage out there, which is pretty cool to see. Let's slow them down. I want to try and drop some meter back, I guess, and stuff like this. Guess I could have maybe added one more damage dealer in here if I'm being honest, but you know, hey ho's one and ones. Cyrus great with that AoE. We'll put up our abilities here. Let's sure we're going to start taking some hits. Mansouri's a fantastic champion. I think we can save that A3 because A3 is really strong. Great ability for the bosses to increase your speed and drop the decreased speed. Also brings 22% speed aura as well in Faction Wars. Cyrus. So Warrior, she's one of my favorite epics to use just overall in Faction Wars. I think she's one of my favorite epics in the game. I think she's amazingly still very strong. I think there's so many ways you can build her as well. She's had quite a bit of playtime actually for a few of the missions, etc. I think we can switch form and start trying to do some damage. Hopefully. So I'll see some use here. I was hoping to see a bit more damage from him, but he's not very strong for damage. Got a very strong build on him. But he's very good at crowd control, right? The up health. He's been coming in a lot for me because he's just amazing for control with them stuns and provokes, continuous heals, etc. Don't think we can do anything here, really. I will drop timestamps down below in case you guys want to see something else. And that's a good amount of. So let me see. Let me check the condition. I think we should be fine. No reason not to have any. That was a really solid stunner from. Just wish that she gave a bit more like increased attack or something. Go like this. Okay, there's the first stage done. Let me see. The next stage is place 10 provokes, 15 provokes. Well, he's the king of provoke. I guess. Let me go ahead and build some champions because we've got physics here as well, and I think we should be pretty. It should be pretty fine, honestly. So let me go ahead and build up some stuff. All right, so this is going to be team number 2. We kept Cyrus in a stun set. We've got 2 provoke champions coming in. So physics coming in for that. Cyrus is going to be in a very fast stun set. And physics has just gone in my C's gear, which is really high speed and high accuracy. So physics like 390 maxed out with Great Aura. She's not booked, but I just need her to provoke on the first wave and then go from there. I didn't want to kill the waves too fast, and also I haven't got any presets for like Foley and Eva yet, without me interfering with my Hive Lords, and the Hive Lord gets on the team sheets first due to how strong he is in his content. So we'll start off with this. Ghostborn obviously doesn't need accuracy for the defense down, which is always nice to see. We have landed some provokes there already, so I'm just going to go out for a straight out nuke here, see what we can get, which is not a lot. And then I'll try and start working on the cooldowns for physics. Now, we do have a bomb champion in here, and this is where um, Blind Seer will make money, because Nishak is extremely dangerous in this wave and can do a lot of damage. So having that option of him not being able to put his bombs out or even be able to revive for us, which is pretty nice to see. So we'll see here, we'll come in the nuke. We have got double Nishak this time. So we would like to try and drop his Termita. So there's a Relentless proc, which is why I prefer to have her in most stages of Faction Wars. There's 1 or 2 where that does generally change. We'll come in here and we'll play some Provokes, which I think is the ability here. So far we should have landed 10, which is pretty cool. Physics is also ready with hers. And this is where Ghost Spawns become the damage dealer really in the comp. Not too fussed about it too much. We've got some bombs on us. Hopefully we don't get too many. Some stuns would be nice. Maybe I should actually go for this one here. So we'll see here. Like so. We can land some stuns now. Barely didn't get any stuns really. We'll land the shields on us. I'm gonna start trying to hold some abilities. See if we can go straight with the provoke. Should be all 15. Nice, 3% actually behaving for a change. And then we'll try and get some cooldowns. So I think this is her main spot. Like, I don't see her being too amazing in Hydra. Don't see her being too amazing in Chimera. I don't see her being amazing anywhere in in-game content, really, if I'm being honest. It's such a disappointment to hear that avoid legendary. Bear in mind, like most of you guys would probably pull like maybe 3, 4 void legendaries a year, and if you pulled a blind to say, "Oh, she's great in Faction Wars," can you imagine that as a content creator, I'm saying, "Oh yeah, she's great in Faction Wars." Like, sorry, Grim, and that's the kind of case. You're not Sifi. I wouldn't say like Sifi is like crazy meta, because a lot of people now who are in game, where I am in arena, won't actually use Sifi in live arena because there's so many counters to her now in live arena. A lot of people will avoid Sifi because Sifi has only a 10% Termita boost as well, and that puts a lot of people off as well, which is understandable, really. I still use her all the time, but I'm quite confident against Sonic and etc. Like, it doesn't really worry me too much for how my playstyle is. But it can still catch me every now and again. If I'm not paying attention, that's where Sonic normally bites me on a bomb. I find Sonic set Fabian actually is harder to counter than Armand's because of the sleep, etc. So it looks like we'll complete the conditions. So long as we can stop him doing his stuff, we should be quite fine. Drop his turn meter back if we can. Hopefully we can finish him here. No, he gets it off. Oh dear, brings them all back. Physics coming in with that provoke. There's nothing I can really do except from waiting for the provokes to kind of wear off, so the block damage. And we just wait. Gotta love it when you just have to wait. Okay, we survived, which is not too bad, I guess. Okay, cool. 5-star resistance. I did doom spawn today already. Let's have a look at the next condition. So the next one is skill cooldowns 15 times. Oh Jesus, who has a skill cooldown ability? All right, let me do some planning for this. I guess actually, wouldn't Painkeeper work here? I'd have to test out Painkeeper. Maybe that will work. Not too sure. Maybe we can drop here physics actually. Maybe we don't need to do a rebuilding. Should have. Yeah, let me do some rebuilding and we'll have a look. All right, so this will be a team. I brought in one Painkeeper. I can bring in a few more, but it's only 15 cooldowns, so I feel like we'll be okay. Brought in Eva to get some block revives and etc. to help out. I'm not too sure if this is the Jingwood level or not. I think we've already done that, to be honest. So we're gonna go ahead, drop that turn meter. I guess we'll play the cooldown there already. That's fine. Go for the block revive on him. Very cool to see some big damage there. Decrease speed for the enemies in case we get resisted. It sucks when you get resisted, doesn't it? Alright, let's play the decrease accuracy buff there. We do have a pinpoint, sorry, we have a, what's it called? Reflex set, sorry, and thingy on everyone. Also on a Painkeeper, so she should be able to get through quite quickly. Just 4 at the moment. I'll just stick with a single abilities. Eva's a +3, so I feel like it's some use to get out of her. Honestly, I just use Lydia as well as a damage dealer. Okay, so here comes the cooldowns. We get some. I guess we was already on cooldown for Eva. It's a little bit annoying, but you know, hey ho. Let's see. Probably play the block revive in a minute. Trying to play this as slow as possible. So we can get the conditions done. But also I don't want to let them into the fight, right? Like I don't want to give them opportunity to start crowd control, etc. So I want to start trying to save some of my abilities for the next wave. So we'll come out here, go for that there. Get some fairly okay damage there from Eva. Save the Painkeeper cooldown. Get a proper effect on it this time. Okay, this should be done and dusted. Nice. Need to be careful of the Samson. The Gorilla is a little bit lethal here. I will play the decrease accuracy because I feel like we can help with that. You see, he just counterattacks a lot. We can go for a kill on the Gorilla, I guess. And then we'll play the provoke, which is great. Everyone should have the cooldown, so we'll play the Painkeeper in a minute. And then Painkeeper cooldown there. Okay, cool. So we can stop playing with our food now and start trying to take out some of these enemies. Try and get some kills in. Do I go for her next? She's really annoying with the resistance up. Really gives you a hard time. Alright, so we got all our abilities ready, so we should be okay just to go with a nuke. Either in a second. As long as we don't weak it like. We did weak it actually from thingy. I wonder if the Eva ability actually works for this mission. I should have tested that. I didn't think about her killing and resetting, right? That might work. I don't use Eva too much, right? I just basically pulled her out of the vault. Great nuker, but it's power crapped. You go into meta a little bit, right? So. Cool. So now we have all our abilities. Innkeeper, the only really big side, the blind seer was like the main support in here. So I kind of wanted to like leave her to it really. Anyway, want to showcase anyone else, right? With her like Lydia and blind seer, because it kind of just takes the spot away from her, which is defeats the purpose of the video. And then we'll come in with this. We'll end Faction Wars. At least I won't be playing Faction Wars as much as I did the other day. I'm actually going to try and take her out. Weak it. That sucks. Okay. We'll play the stuns. Just kind of get a go with this Hive Lord. The only place I use him, right? Really sad to see that the only place I use a mythical is in Faction Wars. I guess there's a couple of mythicals now on my account. You could say that, oh, like that. I don't even use Mesmer in Faction Wars as well, actually. I don't use Mesmer anywhere. I guess Skinwalker is a challenging one. I guess we're here auto here because it looks like we've done it. So yeah, a great support option, but I don't feel like anything's changed. I think she was still a good support option for this faction. I think she's only one of 2 champions that actually brings in a block buffs, right? So block buffs for 2 turns in a way. I think it's her and another void legendary. At one stage it was just her. Eva coming in with some good damage. Alright, let me show you the Painkeeper build then. Not the Painkeeper build, Blind Seer build. This is what we just went with. 4-piece Relentless. I guess I could have gone with 4-piece Stone Skin as well. Showing the Faction Wars stats, and I think there's a couple of ways you can build up for Faction Wars. I think like Bolster would be really, really good. High resistance because you can cleanse with Mafar Life Bane and then put block buffs and shields, which are really good, and heals. Good defense, good HP. For me, resistance is kind of like that. Accuracy is okay, but honestly, I wouldn't worry about accuracy too much. And again, you can also play Mafar Life Bane in the lead for extra accuracy, which would probably give her enough accuracy to drop Termite anyway. I guess it would be great on the boss stages to kind of go along that route. You can also use relics, etc. as well, right, to increase your accuracy. overall. You can get like Molten Death Battle, which is quite cheap to move around to have that ability. Went for 300 speed because like most of these bosses now are like 315 from like stage 20 to 21. So like having really high speed is going to be really, really important overall as well. So you can just see here, this is what we're coming in with her stuff. Let me show, I guess I'll show a couple of other champions in today's video as well. So we used Hive Lords as well. You guys can pause this at your own will. Then Eva coming in with her stuff. This is a pretty standard build. 9k attack, bit high, but you know, it's one of them ones. Blind Seer was shown, hers, which is fast gear, honestly, which is like the fastest gear on my account. And then who else did we use? She was stripped, so apologies about that because I moved the gear around. And then this Painkeeper that we use for the trials as well. So you got double refresh, relentless and merciless overall. And that's about it. Anyway, let me go and head. Let me do a like some type of arena build. I don't think she's arena champion, but I feel like if you're a bit slim for like 3 versus 3 options, I do see her now and again in some 3 versus 3. So let me go ahead and try put a build up together that makes it a bit difficult to kind of help you progress in that and talk about a team, I guess, which would kind of be half decent. All right, so this is something that I would probably kind of use her in more to come in as a reviver, right? So I tried using free to play champions. Yes, I do class Empress as a free to play champion. He is the easiest mythical for people to gain. I've seen some people actually get Empress before Bafala Life Pain, which is kind of interesting one. And also Torment is a fairly reasonable champion to say free to play because of being a guaranteed champion from Titan event a couple of years ago. Anyway, let me go ahead and cover that. You see here we've got a bolster set slash stone skin build on her, just to add a bit of survivability to the team. And obviously, as you can see there, we did get our stone skin stripped off the Torment. So that was definitely what the thing I'm kind of looking for. Then we'll see here, can we take a hit from this cat? I'm not too sure. He is going to hit us in a second, and we'll see if the team survives or not. He does hit fairly hard, but you can also say that this is not the hardest hitting team in the world, as he is only a level 80 something team. So wouldn't use him in high end arena, but definitely low level arena if you haven't got many champions. Or like so, or if you're looking for like a 3 versus 3 team for like go second, is this is probably one of the ways I'd look at that. Again, lower speed team, up to speed team, a low level classic arena 3 versus 3 teams. You'll find this type of team available all the time. I do feel like the revive is super nice, just in case you're unlucky with like RNG or etc. And again, you will gain that extra turn meter boost as well. So we'll see what happens here. We get a couple of freezes, which is great. We'll put our buffs down and shields. And then we'll do our shenanigans with these. Though I did actually, I haven't got no accuracy, so it's one of them ones. We'll strip off her. Go for the kill there. And then see what we can do here. Trunda might be able to kill me if we're not careful. No reason to worry about getting sheeped or anything. See if we can take these out. Risk passive won't do anything against me. And I guess the UDK is just in here for extra security purposes. And I feel like everyone has a UDK anyway, to be honest. So Torment could just be like a CC Torment, etc. I'm very low down in the arena rankings right now, just generally because farmer one-man defenses, like easy defenses, sorry, for the coalition event. So I dropped my defense altogether when we were 4-man defense overall. So I guess we'll do one more here. I'll show you the builds and the stats, etc. I guess you could also got high resistance if you have like a good level blessing. I wouldn't really think about empowering her because you can empower before like a life bane with her. Mine's +1 already, which is pretty useful. So we'll come in here, go pop, and then go pop again. Just take out the whole team. So yeah, again, you know, these builds are not great on their accounts. My builds are, and that's me using my weaker nukers, etc. So let me go ahead and show you the build. So I guess with polymorph, I kept it the way to go. We went 4-piece stone skin, 4-piece bolster because bolster can't be stripped, no relics or anything like that. Polymorph probably the way to go. There's definitely better masteries out there, but if you want high resistance, definitely think about that as well. And then the stats across the board for her here with reasonable HP and defense, everything else, reasonable speed as well. And that's about it, really. There isn't much more to say about Blind Seer. Does she need another buff? I think she does, if I'm being honest. I think for Void Legendary, she's still lacking, but for Faction War Champion, I think she's great. For Faction Wars, I feel that's the only content in the game where I'd really use her as an in-game player. Overall, let me know down in the comments if you think I'm wrong or not. I'm kind of interested to hear what you guys have on her as well, and the feedback that you guys have on her. And as usual, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I should be dropping a live arena video probably in about 3 or 4 hours as well. A bit behind on schedule, so that will probably drop later on. It's even in the UK if you guys are kind of curious on how it's going as well. As usual, guys, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I've been Grim. See you on the next one. Peace.